Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Day. We're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHB +3. Those +3 spells are homebrew spells, or +2 at the moment. You can head back and playlist to find them, and today's spell is Slow. Third level transmutation, casting time of 1 action, range of 120 feet, components verbal somatic material, a drop of molasses, duration concentration up to 1 minute. You alter time around up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube within range. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be affected by this spell for the duration. An affected target's speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and it can't use reaction. On its turn, it can use either an action or bonus action, not both. Regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it can't make more than 1 melee or ranged attack during its turn. If the creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn, and the creature must use its action on that turn to complete the spell. If it can't, the spell is wasted. A creature affected by this spell makes another wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn. On a successful save, the effect ends for it. I mean, it's that last save. It's the repeated saves. That hurts it. Though, to begin, this is not the exact inverse. It's close to it, but thematically it's definitely the inverse to haste. But outside of just theming, it does have some mechanics it kind of mimics, namely the +2, now a -2. So doubling speed, you know, half of it, but then it gets a bit more particular when it gets to certain actions. Which all of this, fantastic disabling. It's a bunch of different debuffs mixed into one. It's the effects of difficult terrain, aka roughly half speed. But this is better because it is half speed, so it doesn't matter where they're walking. It's locked to the creature. There's then also the -2, as previously referenced, to dexterity and AC, which is pretty nice. You then also have no reactions. Opportunity attacks, counter spells, anything currently under slow can't do it. Bonus action or action hurts, and then also limited to 1 attack. If you're fighting a Merilith or a Hydra, ooh, slow hurt. But to the spells one I had actually gotten wrong in the last time I used this, which has been a while though. But if you're spellcasting while slow under the effect of slow, roll a d20. If it's 11 or up, you need to draw out the casting of that spell, both using this current action, if it's an action cast time, and then the next action to finish it. And if you decide to not finish it, the spell is just wasted. But if you actually roll beneath the 11, it still works. It still goes through, on just 1 action. I thought it had to be delayed. And if you failed the save, it was just wasted anyway without extending it. So it actually affects casters less than I thought it was, but that still hurts. Both action economy and then the fact that it has the potential to waste an entire spell. Roughly 50-50 chance on, hi, your next turn is being wasted just to continue what you're doing this turn. And if you bail on it and try to cast something else next turn, this spell is just a wasted spell slot. That hurts. And for the stacking of effects and the fact it's only 3rd level and 120-foot range and multiple targets, to be fair, a numbered set of targets, 6, but that's still a good amount. Enough to catch a D&D party. But it has you repeat a saving throw at the end of your turn, namely because it is that harsh. I'd say it's in a rough quadrant where it is pretty good, but if you're going against a single target, there are other debuff spells you might prefer to use. And when it comes to hordes, there's other stuff that you might just want to blanket an area and not just 6 creatures. It's in this weird middle ground because concentration and the fact that it can save out of it after a turn are what's pulling this back from just being amazing and then always go to. Not saying I disagree with those. I agree with both on the end of NPCs using it against players and players using it against enemies. Because slow, it would ground fights to a stalemate. Or not a stalemate, it would ground fights to a stomp, as people won't be able to break out of it, and just such a disadvantage. 120-foot range and 20-foot cube with 6 creatures. Sorry, 40-foot cube. That's really good. Funny thing that's wisdom. I don't know, it's just a lot of charisma ones. So is it like tricking you to then be slowed? It's just ignore it. 8 out of 10. Golden, and it's balanced. Or at least close to balanced in the sense that it has things pushing it back from just being an instant go-to. But the stacking of debuffs is fantastic. I mean, those are just really good things to have on a set of creatures. Or even one, especially for early game where you don't have that many other devastating debuffs like Feeble Mind. Well, Feeble Mind's not concentration. That's not a good evaluation. Anywho. Great spell, 8 out of 10. Pretty good.